The government shutdown has officially expanded into the work week as lawmakers on Capitol Hill were unable to resolve their differences over the weekend. Today at noon in Washington, Senate leaders plan a vote to fund the government through February 8th. As CBS's Hinadoba explains, there are indications it just may be able to get the votes necessary to pass.
Let's step back from the brink. Let's stop victimizing the American people and get back to work.
Though the weekend passed without a deal to end the government shutdown, there is cautious optimism on Capitol Hill that day 3 will be the turning point.
With my vote, there are obviously more votes needed, but if I had to guess, I do. I think that some of the Democrats who voted no will vote yes.
Republican Senator Jeff Flake was part of a 22-person bipartisan contingent Sunday, working behind the scenes on a deal. Later on the Senate floor, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell thanked the group and then offered a pledge to Democrats. Vote for a short-term funding bill that lasts until February 8th. If by then there's no solution on the main Democratic sticking point, immigrants brought here illegally as children, that concern will be brought to the forefront.
It would be my intention to proceed to legislation that would address DACA, border security, and related issues.
Democrats who are part of those backroom negotiations say while there's progress, they're not sure it's enough to secure the necessary votes.
I don't know that you're going to see the final deal, but you might see a comfort level that would enable us to move forward, so we'll see.
While the shutdown continues, essential government workers, including uniformed service members, will still report for duty, but their paychecks could be delayed. Hinadoba, CBS News.
The House has passed a procedural measure paving the way for it to vote very quickly on any measure passed by the Senate. Here at home, the effect of a shutdown causing stress for military families. MTN's Kaylee Collins spoke with two military spouses and has their reaction.
They reopen the government, we will continue the discussions.
But those discussions are coming at the expense of local military members and their families. Brittany Vallejo, a Maelstrom Air Force Base military spouse and mother of 2, believes the military is forgotten about a lot, especially in situations like this.
We expect our military to always be the first ones to sacrifice their freedom, to sacrifice their civil rights in a lot of regards. Yet when it comes to paying them or having the well-being of their families at heart, I feel like that's kind of left off the table, and I really want them to see us and hear us.
Jennifer Bondarenko's husband works at the Montana Air National Guard. She says this shutdown isn't going to just affect her and those on base, but the entire community.
These people are, they spend a lot of money in this town, and with the government shutdown, people aren't making money and people aren't spending money, and it's making a big impact. It just goes right down the line to, grocery stores and gas stations and, and everything else.
She says the government needs to clean up their act.
People need to stop fighting with each other, and they need to stop acting like a bunch of 6-year-olds. People aren't getting paid.
And Vallejo agrees.
I don't feel that this is a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. I feel like this is a working together issue. In any other working job, when you're giving a 4-month extension to pass a budget, you're expected to have that figured out.
She wants the community to understand that her and her family are just like any other family.
We have bills to pay just like everyone else, and so understanding that we shouldn't be expected to go without pay just because my husband or my friends wear uniforms. I don't think that that's a fair expectation.
Bondarenko says it's all about the government picking the right battles.
When it comes to people not getting paid and people not being able to feed their families, you need to maybe back down and say, okay, let's get this taken care of, and then we'll, maybe fight this one later.
Vallejo took to Facebook in an open letter to congressional officials. She says the support of the community has been overwhelming.
I think it really speaks to our military community and those that support us, and I really hope that our congressional elected officials are taking note of that.
In Great Falls, Kaylee Collins, MTN News.
Vallejo's Facebook post has been shared over 700 times since being posted Saturday morning. It reads in part, "I challenge all congressional officials to try on a pair of their boots for one single day, live in our life, and look us in the eye and tell us you still want them to work for free." In other news that's new this morning, the Super Bowl is set. The New England Patriots defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars to advance from the AFC. They'll face the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, who move on after defeating the Minnesota Vikings. In local crime news, 2 Yellowstone County Sheriff's deputies are on administrative leave after shooting and injuring a man in Lockwood. Around 6:30 a.m. Sunday, deputies were called to the 1900 block of Canary Avenue on a welfare check for a man who was reportedly suicidal. A press release states one deputy looked inside the home with his flashlight and was confronted by a man with a handgun. An unknown number of shots were fired and the man was hit. He was transported to a local hospital and is expected to survive. His identity has not been released. Detectives have now applied for a warrant to search the residence. According to the sheriff's office, the 2 deputies involved are Tyler Sinnott, who is a 1.5-year veteran, and Brendan Trujillo, who joined the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office in September of 2017 after 6 years of law enforcement experience with a different agency. Neither deputy was injured and both will remain on paid administrative leave per department protocol pending a review of the incident. Meanwhile, near the Idaho-Montana state line, another snowmobiler is dead after being buried by an avalanche. A 911 caller reported an avalanche around 2:45 Saturday afternoon and said a snowmobiler had been buried. Search and rescue crews, along with sheriff's deputies and Life Flight, all responded to the area about 28 miles from West Yellowstone. The man's body was found about 40 minutes later by members of his group. He was pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics. There's no word yet on the victim's name. This is the second avalanche-related death in Fremont County, Idaho within 2 weeks. The last one happened on January 11th. Well, dozens took over the city streets of downtown Billings for the 11th annual March for Life. The march marks the anniversary of the 1973 Supreme Court decision of Roe v. Wade, the case which legalized abortion in the United States. Sunday's group started out at St. Patrick's Co-Cathedral and walked in silence to the courthouse. Special guests at the march spoke about the challenges ahead in their fight against abortion.
It is critically important that we change the culture, as you well know. If we change the culture from one that defends life instead of discards life, it will be much easier. You cannot legislate all of that. It has to come from within the individual.
In other news, colorful dresses made a comeback at the Screen Actors Guild Awards last night after a blackout at the Golden Globes just a few weeks ago. And while the Time's Up pins were few and far between Sunday, female empowerment still took center stage. CBS's Hinadoba has a wrap-up of the awards from New York.
Hollywood's brightest stars were out at the Screen Actors Guild Awards in Los Angeles, and it was the women who grabbed the spotlight.
We are living in a watershed moment, and as we march forward with active momentum and open ears, let's make sure that we're leading the charge with empathy and with diligence.
That watershed moment, the Me Too and Time's Up movements, focused on sexual misconduct and equality in the workplace. The girl power continued on stage with all female presenters, including Marissa Tomei and Rosanna Arquette, who tearfully thanked the silence breakers.
We can control our own destiny. And Rosanna, you are one of those voices. You're one of the silence breakers, and we all owe you a debt of gratitude.
During the show, cameras mostly avoided actor James Franco, recently accused of misconduct, until his name was called in the Best Actor category. Aziz Ansari was a nominee, but skipped the ceremony after a woman came forward accusing the actor of inappropriate behavior.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman won Best Actress in a TV miniseries. She thanked the trailblazing women in Hollywood.
And how wonderful it is that our careers today can go beyond 40 years old. Because 20 years ago, we were pretty washed up by this stage in our lives.
Frances McDormand was named Best Film Actress for her role in the dark comedy 3 Billboards.
Sam Rockwell.
In his acceptance speech for Best Supporting Actor, winner Sam Rockwell voiced solidarity with women.
You, and I stand shoulder to shoulder with you and all the incredible women in this room for trying to make things better. It's long overdue.
And Sterling K. Brown made history as the first black actor to win for Best Actor in a TV drama. And Adoba, CBS News.
Last night's awards are indicators of likely Oscar winners. Oscar nominations will be announced on Tuesday.